Hey friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to be doing a somewhat quick power flow for you that you can do right at home or outside when it's nice out on your back patio. If you don't have a lot of time to go to the studio, this video is for you. So if you like these kind of videos, make sure you give this a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and let's go ahead and flow.
Go ahead and start in child's pose. So take your knees out wide to the edges of your mat. Bring the inner edges of your big toes to touch, and then crawl your fingertips forward, gently placing your forehead down onto your mat. Arriving onto your mat, arriving to your breath. Settle in. Sitting back a little further onto your heels. And then on your next breath in, bring yourself up to a tabletop. And then reach your left fingertips high, thread them through, coming into twisted puppy. You can take your right fingertips towards the right top corner of your mat. And take a breath in. And see if you can revolve your heart open a little bit more with every exhale. And plant your hand down, re-reach your fingertips up high. Feel the counter stretch, and then just switch it out. And do the same thing you did on the other side by reaching your arm up towards the top left corner of your mat. And see if you can keep your hips stacked directly over your knees. Keep your breath going. And then unwind, plant your left hand down, re-reach your right fingertips back up high, plant them down, tuck your toes under. And then go ahead and come into a cat-cow, arching your spine and then pressing down through your mat to round your spine up towards the sky. And keep doing this on your own breath, moving in a way that feels good. So you can find some creativity in the way that you move, some fluid starting to go through your whole body. Move and breathe into the space that feels tight, that feels kind of tense today. And then tuck your toes under. Send your hips up and back, coming into downward facing dog. Immediately start to pedal out your feet. Find some movement. Feel aware in your body, you feel tight today. And then see if you can settle in. And then rise high onto your toes and take really small steps to the top of your mat. And then bow over both of your legs. You can soften through your knees if that feels better, or straighten them out if you want to get a deeper stretch through your hamstrings. And grab your elbows, hanging ragdoll, drop your head, soften your face. And then take an interlaced grip behind your back. See if you can draw your knuckles out towards the top of your mat. And see if you can get the palms of your hands a little bit closer together. Again, drop your head. And here I recommend softening through your knees even more, trying to get belly to thigh connection. And then toe heel your feet to touch. On your next breath in, rise all the way up to stand, Urdhva Hastasana. Get long through your whole body. Find a little arch in your back. And then on your exhale, dive forward. Breathe in to find a halfway lift. Plant your hands. And then just step back to your downward facing dog. Starting to feel your body get warm. So keep your breath going, build some heat. And then rise high onto your toes. And gaze forward and just step to the top of your mat. Breathe in for a halfway lift. Bow forward, then breathe in to rise to stand. Exhale, bow. Breathe in, halfway lift. Plant your hands, step back, high plank. Sack your shoulders over your wrists, your heels over your toes. Fire up your breath, and then lower halfway down for your chaturanga. Upward facing dog. And your breath out, downward facing dog. Use your core along the way. Settle in. Breathe in, rise high onto your toes, gaze forward, and step or float to the top of your mat. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Root down, rise up to stand, so press down through your feet to lift up higher. Exhale, you fold forward. Halfway lift. Plant your hands to set yourself up. Step or shoot back to chaturanga. Upward facing dog as your inhale. Downward facing dog is your exhale. And settle in. Inhale, rise high into your toes, gaze forward, step or float to the top of your mat, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rise up to stand, and then sink low down into your chair pose, Utkatasana. Sink down through your heels, get a little bit lighter in your toes. Tuck your tailbone under and knit your front ribs together more. You can gaze down, look at your toes. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Plant your hands, find your vinyasa, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog is your exhale. Lift your right leg high, three-legged dog. And then draw your knee towards your nose, step it through, warrior one. Spiral your back foot down, lift your fingertips high towards the sky. Elongate through both of your sides, bend deep into your right leg, stacking your knee over your ankle rather than past your toes. Cactus through your arms. And then take an interlace grip behind your back. Breathe in to lift your chest, and then on your exhale, humble warrior. Bring your right shoulder to the inside of your right knee. Drop your head, take your gaze to the arch of your back foot. Opening up through your back body, through your shoulders. Keep your breath going. And put a deep bend in your elbows, release. Easy twist. Try to keep your hips square. Restack your heels over your toes. And then plant your hands down. Go through your vinyasa. Upward facing. Downward facing dog. Lift your left leg high. Hug your knee towards your nose, step it through. Warrior one. Breathe in to rise up. Exhale, sink low. Breathe in, find more length. And then on your exhale, cactus your arms. Take a breath in. And then take the interlace grip behind your back. Breathe in to draw your knuckles down. On your exhale, humble warrior, dive your chest forward. Drop your head, drop your gaze. Soften your face. Keep your legs nice and strong. Allow it to be the engine. Keep lengthening through your spine as you're bowing forward. Release for your easy twist. Energetically hug your inner thighs towards each other and feel that difference. Plant your hands, step it back, high to low plank. Hug your elbows in as you lower down. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Rise high into your toes. Gaze forward. Step or hop to the top. Halfway lift. Bow forward. Chair pose, sink low. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, set yourself up. Plant your hands, go through your vinyasa, or you can also just step back to a downward facing dog. Land in your home base. Lift your right leg high. Draw it forward, step it through. Warrior one, breathe in as you rise up. Exhale, cactus your arms. Take an interlace grip. Breathe in, draw your knuckles down, humble warrior. Easy twist. Reach your right fingertips high. Now use that as leverage to open up, coming into your warrior two. Find your footing. Your right heel is in alignment with the arch of your left foot. Stack your shoulders directly over your hips. Tip it back, peaceful warrior. Bend deep into your right leg. Extended side angle. So reach your left arm up and over. Length out through the crown of your head. Press really firmly down through your feet so you get that strong foundation. Tip it back again, peaceful warrior. And then spiral your hands down, frame your right foot, high to low plank. Breathe in, lift your chest. Breathe out, lift your hips. Lift your left leg high. Draw it through with core strength, rise up for your warrior one. Cactus your arms, lift your chest. Find an interlace grip. Breathe in, draw your knuckles down. Exhale, humble warrior. Release your grip. Easy twist. Open up, warrior two. Tuck your tailbone under, knit your front ribs together. Take your gaze out past the middle finger of your left hand. Find your adjustments and sink low. Settle in. Activate your arms. Activate your core. Tip it back, peaceful warrior. Extended side angle. Reach your right arm up and over your right ear. Press more into the blade edge side of your right foot. So feel the energy all the way up through your side body, out through your fingertips. Restack your knee over your ankle. Keep your breath going. Dance it back. Peaceful warrior. Spiral your hands down. Touch the earth. Go through your vinyasa. Go through your flow. Make this yours. You can find some variation, some creativity in the way that you move. Settle into your downward facing dog. Find your home base. You can salsa out your legs. Release some tension. Lift your right leg high, bend your knees, stack your hips open, press evenly through both of your hands, and then allow your foot to get heavy, flip your dog, and then try to re-parallel your feet. Open up your heart, press your hip points up towards the ceiling or up towards the sky. Flip it back around, come back to your three-legged dog and lift your right leg high. And then just plant it down, switching out your sides. Lift your left leg high, bend your knee, stack your hips open. Lift your knee up a little bit higher, hug your heel in, and then allow your foot to get heavy, flip your dog. If you have the accessibility, maybe you can open up, coming into a full wheel. Hug your inner thighs towards each other, lift up. And then on your exhale, flip it back around, come to your three-legged dog as your transition, and then just plant your foot down. Lift your right leg high. Hug your knee towards your nose. Step it through, high crescent lunge. So reach your fingertips up towards the sky. Square your chest, square your hips. Cactus your arms, open up. And then hug in, draw your forearms to touch. And then breathe in, open up. Exhale, bring your forearms to touch. Breathe in, find expansion. Hug in. And then from here, bring your right arm underneath your left. Lift forward, launch into your warrior three. Keep pressing your fingertips forward. Keep your back leg nice and strong. Dial your left pinky toe down to square your hips more. Step it back with control. And find a little tilt back. And then turn your toes for your wide-legged forward fold. Your toes are slightly in, your heels slightly out. You can find a variation that feels good in your body. You can soften through your legs. Grab around your ankles or reach your hands through your legs to reach behind you. With every exhale, see if you can get the crown of your head just a little bit closer towards your mat. Hinge more through your hips. Find a halfway lift and then crawl your fingertips towards the top of your mat. Bump your back foot up, coming into your pyramid pose so you can stay low here. Find a halfway lift to neutralize your spine and then bow over your right leg, pressing your hips back and the crown of your head forward. So keep thinking about lengthening through your spine. Your back foot is about a diagonal towards the top left corner of your mat. You can shorten and widen your stance as much as you need here. If you have blocks, it's a great place to have a block on each side. And then as you release, you can play with a little handstand hop or two. And then meet in downward facing dog. Pedal it out and then settle in. Lift your left leg high. Draw your knee towards your nose, step it through, high crescent lunge. So your back heel stacks over your toes. If it feels intense through your hip flexor, you can soften your back knee slightly. Cactus your arms, lift your heart. And then come forward, bring your forearms to touch. Breathe in, open up. Exhale, hug in. Breathe in, open up. Hug everything in. And then bring your left arm under your right. Eagle wrap your arms coming into your warrior three. Act like there's roots growing down through your left foot. Keep your chest a little bit lifted. Your back leg is nice and strong. Step it back, high crescent lunge. Find a little arch, and then turn for your wide-legged forward fold, this time taking an interlaced grip behind your back. Draw your palms really close to touch. Open your heart, and then bow forward. Hinge at your hips. Drop your head. Again, you can soften through your knees if that feels better on your lower back or your lower, or on your hamstrings. can play with taking your weight into the fronts and backs of your feet. And release. Plant your hands in front of your face. Crawl your fingertips towards the top of your mat. Bump your back foot up, coming into your pyramid on this side. I have a little injury on this side, so it's a little bit more challenging for me to bow forward and keep a long spine. Usually one side is different than the other. Just try to breathe into it the same and make adjustments however you need. Press a little bit more weight into your back foot. And you can widen your stance or shorten it if that feels better. It's always good to find a little halfway lift to help neutralize through your spine. Keep breathing into it. And then you can play with handstand hops like you did on the other side. I'm going to opt out just because this side is a little bit more painful. Rise high into your toes. Gaze forward. This time, see if you can hop to Malasana Yogi Squat. So your toes are out, heels in. Bring your hands to touch. And you want to keep drawing your thighs and your knees back, and rather than them dipping in, try to lengthen more through your spine. Keep your chest nice and proud, nice and lifted. See if you can lift your seat up a little bit more. Activate through your quads, through your glutes. And then breathe in, sweep your arms up high. Exhale, sink low. Breathe in, reach up. Exhale, sink low. Breathe in, lift up. Exhale as you sink low. Breathe in, rise high. Send it low. Bow over your long legs, toe heel your feet all the way to touch. And then just come all the way down onto your back. You can rock back and forth along your spine to find a little movement. Hug your knees into your chest. And setting up for 2 back bends. Bridge for the first one. Press down through your feet. Your feet are about hip width distance apart. Lift your hips up towards the sky. Open through your heart. Keep some space from your chest and your chin. Your neck is neutral with the rest of your spine. And lower it down. You can do the same thing, or if wheel is in your practice, place your hands next to your ears. I like to bring my heels a little bit closer towards my body and then press down to lift up. Crack open through your heart. Tell yourself that you can really find the foundation. Press energy down to lift up a little bit higher. And then really slow and controlled lower it down. Supta Baddha Konasana. I like to call this yogi dessert. Take your knees out wide like magnets towards the ground. Place your hands on your body. Feel your heartbeat racing, your breath going in and out of your body. And hug your knees into your chest. You can always linger in these poses longer if you need to. Happy baby, grab the blade edge side of your feet. Movement feels good, rock side to side. Use that resistance to draw your knees a little bit closer towards your mat. Try to get your entire tailbone to root down onto your mat. Full when relieving, hug your knees in. And then send your feet and your legs up high, coming into a waterfall. If you have a block, you can place this underneath your sacrum. This is really good for inflammation. It calms down your nervous system. And stack your feet over your hips rather than over your face. So try to keep that long alignment. Hug in to a tiny little ball. And then send all of your limbs out long. Flop your feet out. Bring your hands next to your hips, palms facing up, open to receive. Find any little movements or adjustments that your body needs. And then see if you can find complete stillness, arriving into your Shavasana.